Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Curcio and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I love teaching both fancy and simple cards, and today I have a really simple one for you. The great thing about today's project is you can adapt it to any color concept very easily. Here it is. It uses the Grateful Bunch stamp set. I love the simple designer paper that's been added to the card, and you're going to see how I've colored the pearls to be reminiscent of the color tone of the card. Don't forget to check my online classes tab on my blog. I've got lots of fun things there for you. So let's get over to the stamp table and let's get started. I'm going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to fold this in half. I'm a big fan of my bone folder for that nice crisp edge. We're going to mount a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock over the top, and this measures 4 by 5.25. So I'm going to use a little bit of snail adhesive in my corners, and we'll mount that here. This is the layer that we're going to be stamping on. This measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to begin with the Calypso Coral ink. And I'm using the stamp set called Grateful Bunch. Super cute. Now, at first glance, I was a little concerned, like, why are these dots with all these florally fancy stuff? But boy, does it work beautifully. And I think this card is a great example of that. I'm going to use this lace border stamp, and I'm going to stamp that in the Calypso Coral ink. And I'm going to stamp that here near the bottom left edge of my card. Next is the basic gray ink pad. And this time I'm actually using those dotted leaves I was just telling you about. I'm going to go ahead and ink those up. And this is going to go off to the side. So I'm actually going to tip this. And lots of firm, even pressure. Larger stamp, so make sure that you trace the image to get a good impression. I've then cut a piece of the Subtles Designer Series paper stack. This measures 1 inch by 3 3/4, and I want a banner tip on here, and this is where my triple banner punch just comes in beautifully. I'm going to slide this up the track all the way to the back, and I'm just going to press, and that gives you that perfect tip. This is going to get mounted about here, just between these two areas. And put a little snail adhesive on that, and then I'm going to mount this here. On a separate piece of Whisper White cardstock, this is where I'm going to stamp my flowers. And this is again from all the same stamp set. I'm going to use the Calypso Coral ink, and I'm going to stamp 2 of them. Because I want to give this a little bit more depth. If you like just one, that's totally fine. There is no punch for this larger flower. There is a trio of flowers here that's on one stamp, and there is a punch for that, which is fabulous. But I'll tell you, it really wasn't that difficult at all. And if you've watched my videos the last few weeks, you're probably thinking, Lisa, you're doing a lot of fussy cutting. Well, you know what? We're paper crafters. We cut paper. So what's the difference if you cut it with your scissors or if you're cutting it with a framelit or a punch? So I just say break out those scissors. These petals are actually very easy to cut around because you're going to leave just a little bit of white cardstock on them. So just follow the contour, and you're going to cut both of these petals out. I'm going to reckon this is going to take you under a minute to do both of them. So we have our 2 flowers all finished. So I'm going to take out the base of my card, and now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mount this to the other layers that we've already created. And that's here, so we're going to put this on the top. And now dimensionals. So I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to use 2 dimensionals. I'm going to use one between them and one on the bottom. So I'm going to place this one here, and this one will go on top. But this time you're going to see how I'm offsetting the petals so that they don't line up perfectly to the layer underneath them. That just gives the flower a little bit more dimension. Now in the center, oh, I'm loving these metal rim pearls. But I'm going to use my paper piercing tool to help me get the paper off the back because there's already adhesive there, which I thought was brilliant. It's one less thing we've got to add a glue dot to. And that, I'm going to hold it up so you can see, I'm going to add right here to the center of my flower. Isn't that pretty? Now, one last thing, and of course you can stop here, but I wanted to add just a little bit more color to my project. So I took out my pearls, and do you see these? I took out some Sharpie markers. I love Sharpie markers. They're affordable and they come in all different colors nowadays. So I've already colored in a large one with the darker color and one medium-sized one with the lighter. But let me show you how I did that because I want to add a small one as well. So right here, I'm going to hold it so you can see a little bit better. I'm actually swirling the Sharpie marker around the pearl while it's on the sheet of pearls itself because it's got a glue dot already on the back. So that's going to keep it anchored in place. I'm going to use my paper piercing tool, which will help me lift it off of here. And I'm going to place this on my card. So I'm going to place one here. And I'm going to take my medium-sized one and I'm going to place that here. And of course, you can put these wherever you like. People often ask me, how do you know where to put them? I like to form a triangle. Isn't that really pretty? And it's really, really simple. I am so glad that you joined me today. Remember to head over to my blog. All the dimensions are there for you as well as still photographs. You can purchase the products in my online store and I offer great exclusive rewards for those sales. How about a free project PDF tutorial from my featured gallery for any size order? Check out my online classes tab. There's some fun things there, including PDF tutorials for you to purchase, as well as stamps in the mail. I'm so glad that you joined me, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.